Now, when it comes to dividend growth investing for any long-term dividend investor, there's going to be a few specific milestones that we're pretty much all going to go through. Now, a few of these milestones can be things like buying your first ever dividend-paying stock or ETF, adding it into your portfolio, and of course, shortly after receiving your very first dividend, which is probably going to give you a similar feeling to that of when you were a kid on Christmas Day. Then from there, there's going to be various other milestones that you're going to hit all the way to the point to where someday, hopefully in the future, you can even become completely financially free from your dividend portfolio alone. But in this video specifically, we're going to go over one specific milestone, and I'm talking about when you reach a point to where your dividend portfolio reaches $100 per month on average in dividend income, which is a massive milestone and a paradigm shifting milestone for multiple different reasons. I'm going to share with you exactly why that milestone changed my dividend investing journey so much when it happened, and hopefully give you some insight and what to look for if you happen to not be at that point yet. So if you're a long-term dividend investor building a long-term portfolio as of right now, I recommend you stick around, drop a like down below, and let's get right into it. Real quick, for those that haven't already, make sure to go to the first link in my description and grab my new dividend investing ebook, where I share exactly how I went from $0 invested to now earning over $6,000 on a monthly basis and over $1 million invested in the market. Along with the ebook, you're also going to receive my custom dividend tracker, where you can track your dividend progress on an ongoing basis and reach your dividend investing goals. So make sure to grab yourself a copy of my dividend investing ebook and the new dividend tracker today. It's the first link in my description. So as you can see right here on my custom dividend tracker, I'm currently earning around $1,600 or so per month in dividends, and this is from an accumulation of buying dividend paying stocks and ETFs basically every single trading day now for the past 7 or 8 years straight. Now, I started off just like any other dividend investor, buying a share or two of a dividend paying stock. In my case, it happened to be a share of Capital One stock and some shares of Realty Income, which, side note, over the years I actually sold out of Capital One a long time ago, but with Realty Income I'm currently holding almost 2,900 shares across my portfolios. Now, I've talked about milestones on previous videos and how important they are, especially for really keeping your head in the game and staying motivated as a long-term investor. And that's why for me specifically, I love tracking all my dividend income ongoingly, because although I want my portfolio and net worth to grow over time, one of the most important milestones is, at least for me specifically, and probably for a lot of you guys, is getting your portfolio to the point to where it's paying you X amount on average in total monthly dividend income. Now, this could of course be for multiple different reasons. Maybe you want to build out your dividend portfolio and get it to the point to where it's paying enough monthly dividend income to cover one of your bills completely. And maybe for some of you, you had the same exact goal that I have in mind. Build a portfolio that not only pays for all your bills across all your expenses, but and then some. But regardless of what your specific strategy is or your long-term goals when it comes to dividend investing, there are going to be, like I said in the intro, a few specific milestones that you're going to hit over time, and these milestones are all going to be very special in their own way. But to get right to the point, I said earlier that the $100 per month on average total monthly dividend goal is a massive milestone, and I personally remember hitting this milestone a while back and realized it was a milestone because of how much impact it truly had on my portfolio and my overall investing strategy. Now, to share with you some of the main reasons on why I particularly thought that the $100 per month on average milestone was a huge milestone and very crucial for my investing career long term. For one, at the $100 per month milestone mark of dividend income consistently, at that point you very well can use that money if you were to want to cover an entire bill, maybe a cell phone bill, maybe a car insurance bill, or whatever the case might be. But at that point, you're actually bringing in a consistent amount of dividend income that's actually starting to be substantial. Now, of course, even building out a portfolio that's paying you $10 or $20 per month, I mean, that's completely passive income. You're not really doing anything to earn that money, which is amazing. But I specifically found that once I got my portfolio to a consistent $100 or more in dividend income every single month across all my holdings, that's where I really felt like the compound effect was starting to take place, even in a small factor. And that's when I really got more motivated than ever to keep building my portfolio faster. Now, I've talked about this previously in the past, but another reason on why I thought the $100 monthly dividend income milestone was substantial is because at that point, if you're getting $100 paid to you from dividend paying stocks and ETFs in your portfolio, well, at that point, you can then reinvest that money and buy an entire share of something like ticker symbol O, Realty Income, like you can see right here. Or of course, with that $100, you could basically almost purchase 2 more shares of jepi on a monthly basis just from dividend income alone. Now, the magic in that is truly because if you were to buy 2 shares of jepi, let's say on a monthly basis, just from the cash balance that your dividends paid you, this is not from your active income deposits, this is just from dividend income alone. At that point, you're almost getting a $1 raise for the following month. So that $100 per month is now moved up to $101 a month, for example, which is a 1% increase of your total dividend income on a monthly basis moving forward. So not only did you just increase your dividend income by around 1% by just buying another holding that you literally used with the money you got paid from holding onto other dividend paying stocks and ETFs, but on top of that, the next month forward, you're going to get paid even more dividend income, which is really going to start compounding your portfolio rather quickly. And when it comes to long-term investing, the real escape velocity feeling really starts to happen when your portfolio itself is allowing you to purchase a good amount of different dividend-paying stocks and ETFs consistently over the weeks, over the months. And of course, it's going to take time until your portfolio is going to be paying you enough dividend income to where you can buy a substantial amount of more stocks. But even if you get your portfolio to a consistent $100 per month dividend milestone, that on itself is going to be able to buy you a share or two of some of the highest quality dividend-paying stocks and ETFs across the market. Not to mention something like SCHD, for example, is going to pay you, or at least has paid investors, more and more in dividend income over time. So not only is your portfolio going to allow you to purchase more stocks and ETFs across the market, but if you start spending that money and buying into different stocks and ETFs that have a history of paying dividends, but also paying more and more dividends over time, you can only imagine how fast the portfolio is going to compound from there. Now, after the $100 milestone, there's tons more milestones that you're going to feel and go through as a long-term investor. And honestly, after a while, at least for me specifically, it feels like it just gets easier and easier, because one of the main hard things about long-term investing is having to constantly deposit more money into your portfolio. But once you get your dividend income to a certain level to where you can then purchase more shares of stocks and ETFs with the dividend income alone, it's going to get much, much easier to keep growing your portfolio sort of on autopilot at that. Now, fast forward to where I currently am as of right now. My portfolio is currently paying me just shy of $7,000 per month, which as of right now, I'm earning enough cash balance from my dividends to purchase a share or two of this or that basically on a daily basis, which is truthfully allowing my portfolio to snowball out of control. And this is just over the past few months. But even well before the portfolio reached this point, I was still earning a decent amount of dividend income, which I was then reinvesting into more dividend-paying stocks and ETFs, some of them that offer a high yield and some of them that offer a high dividend growth rate. Either way, the more money that comes in, the more you can buy, which means even more money is going to come in, etc. The compounding effect is really going to start to happen. Now, we all have a different way to do things, of course. We all have different investing strategies and sort of psychological ways on how we compartmentalize different goals, etc. But for me specifically, one of the main things that I really pay close attention to is how much cash balance I have on a daily basis throughout my different portfolios, from my brokerages, in order to buy more dividend-paying stocks or ETFs. Now, like I said, when this portfolio hit around $100,000 in value, the portfolio was paying me right around $5,000 per year because the portfolio had around a 5% yield on cost. And again, these are all just estimated numbers, but you're going to get the bigger picture here in a second. So at that point, the portfolio was paying me roughly $400 or so on a monthly basis. Now, if there's around 20 or 25 trading days in a month, that means the portfolio at that point was then paying me roughly $18 to $20 on a daily basis every single trading day. Now, like I said, we all have our own ways of sort of thinking of things, but for me personally, like I said, having a steady flow of cash balance entering my portfolio without having to deposit more money in my portfolio was one of the biggest unlocks to building a long-term portfolio full of different dividend-paying stocks and ETFs, and to this day, that is still one of the biggest unlocks and one of the biggest states of escape velocity. So now that we went over the $100 milestone across a long-term portfolio, and I explained exactly why it's so important along with others, I lastly, most importantly, want to hear from you guys down below. If you are building out a long-term portfolio as of right now, what is one milestone that you personally felt and surpassed and changed everything? Share it with us in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to please drop a like on it and subscribe for more future content like this. Thanks as always for stopping by, and if you are interested in investing, make sure to check out these recent videos I posted right here.